Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Heather Tiedemann. I am a realtor down here in the beautiful area of Lexington, South Carolina. We're going to do things a little bit different today. Normally I am doing neighborhood tours of Lexington and going over, what they have going on in those areas. But today I'm going to talk about something that's come up a few times about the expenses that people may be surprised about when moving to Lexington, South Carolina. But before I get started on that, I can't forget to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps with the algorithm, and I really appreciate when you do that. And also, if you have moved to Lexington, if you have moved to Lexington, drop a comment below and let me know if I covered your unexpected expenses in this video, or if you had other unexpected expenses that were not covered in this video. So the first expense we're going to talk about are utility costs. The utility costs here tend to be a little bit higher than most of the national average. So oftentimes, unless you have a well and septic, which is not completely uncommon in our area, you will have water and sewer costs, which generally tends to be a bit higher. I think a lot of people aren't expecting that, but your utility bills for water can be anywhere from $60 to $120 a month, or your sewage bill can be anywhere between $60 and maybe $90 a month. It just really all depends on your usage, how many people you have here, how often you water your grass and things like that. Electric can also be more expensive. We have a very, very hot summer, so your AC is going to be running pretty much the entire summer. Now, we do have a more mild winter and a more mild fall and spring. However, it is very likely you're still going to be using electric for heating and air during those months of the year. Maybe not as often as over the summer, but something to keep in mind when moving here, that the utility costs are something you need to take into account when dealing with your budget. Another thing that surprises a lot of people is that we do have a yearly property tax on our vehicles here. Now, we do not have inspections, so you don't have to eat that cost. However, we do have a car property taxes, and it's not limited to just vehicles. It's boats, boat motors, which a lot of people didn't realize, RVs and things like that. So every single year you will get a bill for those that you are required to pay. Each year they will decrease just a little bit because it is based on the value of your car. It's also based on the district that you live in, what area of that district you live in will be billed at a different property tax amount. There is a property tax calculator on their website. So if you go to the Lexington County Tax Assessor's website, you can actually plug it in and kind of get an idea of what your property taxes will look like coming up. I will say that in my experience, they do tend to value your car a little bit lower than what the actual value of your car may be, so it may save you a little bit there, but that is an unexpected expense that a lot of people move here and not realize that they will be responsible for paying every single year. And number 3 on our list will actually kind of go along with the property taxes that you pay every year, and that would just be a one-time fee. So we do have a transfer fee that when you move here from another state, you will be responsible for paying, and it's $250 per vehicle. So something to keep in mind, that if you have 5 vehicles, that can add up very quickly. If you have 2 vehicles, a boat, a motorcycle, an RV, those costs can get very, very expensive when you're registering your cars for the first time, because you'll be responsible for paying the transfer fee, the taxes, the registration fees, and all of that, as well as switching your driver's license over. So that can be a very large expense after you've already had a large expense of moving here and purchasing a home. So something to keep in mind when moving here. So that is number 3 on the list. Number 4 is for those that are coming here that aren't planning on purchasing a home, they're planning on renting. You may find it very surprising how much our rental properties cost here. And that has a lot to do with the fact of how our property taxes are structured. So if it is your primary residence, then you are taxed at a very low rate. It's if you're moving here from New York or California, where those property taxes are very high, you are creating a very significant savings when you are buying a primary residence. But if it is not a primary residence and you're looking for a rental, well, those property taxes just tripled, if not quadrupled. So they have to build that property taxes that they're paying into the cost of renting. So a $200,000 house may be nearly $8,000 in property taxes a year because of how our property tax rates are structured, which is in turn going to cause that cost of that rental to be much higher than it would be otherwise. So that's just something to keep into account when you're moving here and looking for a rental, that you may be paying more than you originally anticipated paying. And then lastly, we have a little fun one, a little weird one that I was very surprised about actually, and that is hair and nails. Apparently, it is more expensive here to get your hair and nails done than in other places. I'm originally from South Carolina, so I've always paid these prices and I've always anticipated these prices. So I was very surprised to hear that it is much more affordable in other places to have these services done. I normally get, let me see, a full set with gel, and sometimes in a design or something, and it normally runs me about $50 if I have that design. So, but a lot of people are saying that where they're from, it's only $25, which obviously is a very big difference. So something to keep in mind when you're moving here and you like to get your hair done, you like to get your nails done, that it may be more costly than you originally anticipated. So those are the 5 things that I find most often spoken about when they're talking about unexpected expenses while moving here. If you had other unexpected expenses, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. I always like to prepare my clients as well as you guys for things they may not have thought about when thinking about moving to Lexington. So it may be very helpful for me to do a second part to this video. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos and asking questions and reaching out to me if you ever have any questions. And I'm happy that I'm able to help. As always, if you are thinking about moving to Lexington, in the description box below is a link tree, which could take you to our Moving to Lexington Facebook group, which will have a lot of additional information, a lot more than I actually cover on this YouTube channel. So that's something to keep in mind. And also, if you are looking to move to Lexington, South Carolina, and would like to purchase a home, my contact information is also down in the description box below. I am always happy to help get you started on this process. So I will talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Bye.